The next day, our hero Boxo is alarmed when he unexpectedly faces a bear. However, this bear turns out to be the leader of the Hunters Association. The director, as he is known, is impressed by Boxo and seeks their assistance. He reveals that they are planning an assault on the base. Lamis questions the logic behind including Boxo, who has no combat abilities. The director stresses that Boxo's knack for providing hot and ready-to-eat meals could be priceless for the hunters, assuring that they will be kept safe. Boxo thinks if they turn a blind eye to the frog monsters, the village might be in grave danger, so he agrees to participate. 3 days later, they leave on their mission and it is learned that it is currently the frogs' breeding season, causing an unusually large number of them. The director emphasizes the importance of protecting the transport circle in their village as it's the main route in and out of the dungeon. The local hunters, a group known as the Misfits, are also eager to join the raid, hoping to earn some extra coin. During a break in their trip, Lamis puts Boxo down. An interested hunter approaches Lamis and assures her there's nothing to worry about, as they are there to provide protection. Intrigued by Boxo, he asks Lamis how to operate him. The hunter decides to give it a try and selects a lemon tea. He appreciates the packaging and after taking a sip, finds it absolutely delicious, leaving him fascinated as to where it all comes from. Lamis explains that Boxo seems to have the capability of self-refilling. This sparks more interest in the man, leading him to summon his vice, Captain Felmina. To Boxo's surprise, the man is addressed as Captain Kelroy and turns out to be their boss. Kelroy, curious about Boxo, asks Felmina, a specialist in magical tools, if she has more insights about Boxo. Upon inspecting Boxo, Felmina senses no magic power and dismisses him as just a chunk of iron. Nevertheless, Kelroy is intrigued by how Boxo magically refills himself and wonders if the items are being sourced from another dimension. Felmina theorizes it could be a blessing, yet she deems it unlikely. While Kelroy considers it a mystery, he resolves to just be grateful for having Boxo around. The director then announces they will set camp for the night, which Boxo sees as his chance to shine. He becomes an instant hit as everyone lines up to make a purchase from him. Boxo has even added cup noodles to his offerings for this trip, which everyone finds mouth-watering. Boxo takes note of a girl with an unusually large appetite and Lamis befriends her. The girl introduces herself as Sway. Later in the evening, the director joins them and informs Lamis that the frog den is about 3 hours away. He gives her the option to either remain at the camp or join the hunters in battle. As a hunter herself, Lamis is comfortable with going but expresses concern for Boxo. However, Boxo reassures her that he is not bothered, leading them to agree on joining the battle as well. On the following day, they reach the frog's base, which is heavily engulfed in fog, and they travel through mud. The director orders the attack, and the hunters start taking down the frogs. Kelroy motivates his team with the promise of extra pay for every kill, so they are all charged up. Lamis is eager to contribute her best, but Boxo expresses worry as she seems to be missing her targets. Suddenly, a frog jumps at her, but she effortlessly swats it away. She is surprised by her successful hit and realizes that carrying Boxo on her back has improved her balance. The Misfits team is also seen taking down the frogs, with Felmina using water magic to eliminate 3 at once. However, even more frogs appear and Kelroy is startled by their overwhelming numbers. It becomes evident that they are surrounded, which makes Boxo extremely anxious. The frogs launch an attack and Sway steps in to shield Lamis. Unexpectedly, a frog lunges at Sway. Lamis gears up to defend her, but Boxo's barrier repels the frog. The girls are baffled by the sight of the barrier, unsure of what just happened, but Boxo is relieved he was able to protect them. He spends 1,000 points to acquire a new ability that enhances his field of view. Lamis asks him to cover her back and Kelroy compliments her strength, causing Lamis to blush. Boxo warns her of an imminent attack, but she is too distracted to hear him. So, he has to deploy his barrier again to repel the attack. Kelroy is surprised by the barrier and Lammy's asserts it must be Boxo's power, which increases Kelroy's interest in him. However, Boxo feels he might be dangerous. They succeed in eliminating all the frogs and Kelroy instructs his team to harvest their tongues so they can get paid by the association. Felmina urges him to help, describing the task as revolting, but Kelroy insists he became the captain so he wouldn't have to deal with such matters, causing his team to label him as despicable. As they contemplate their next move, Kelroy suggests they could assist on the front lines. Felmina reminds him their primary duty is to protect Lammy's and Boxo. Kelroy, eager to earn more money, proposes giving everyone a bonus. Felmina suggests the decision should be up to Lammy's. Kelroy pleads with Lammy's to go and she happily agrees to assist the hunters on the front lines. They manage to eliminate more frogs, but a significant number of hunters are injured in the process. Lammy's transports them to the wagon and Boxo considers how he could help. He comes up with an idea and decides to offer drinks to them for free. The hunters are appreciative of his generosity and the director expresses gratitude to Kelroy for their timely aid. The director mentions that the number of frogs was twice the expected count and Lammy's questions how this could be possible. The director theorizes that this could mean the Frog King has surfaced and Boxo ponders on how powerful it could be. The director requests Kelroy's assistance to vanquish it and instructs Lammy's to stay back to assist in treating and feeding the wounded hunters. Later in the night, Lammy's is summoned to aid some of the other hunters, leaving Boxo alone. A dubious man approaches Boxo. Boxo realizes the man is after his money, so he offers him a free drink. As the man tries to grab it, Boxo scorches the man's hand with hot soup, causing him to laugh. However, the man prepares to smash him open. Just then, Lammy's returns and manages to knock him out in the nick of time, leading to the man being restrained. Suddenly, there's a disturbance from afar and the Frog King appears. The hunters question its presence and they are thrown into a state of panic. Lammy's loads Boxo onto the wagon, but the pigs are too frightened to move. Lammy's decides to let them go. With determined resolve, Lammy's attempts to tug the wagon using her own might. During the commotion, Boxo finds himself in a dilemma, worrying that his barrier won't suffice to safeguard everyone. He rakes his brain for a way to slow down the giant creature, browsing through his item list for possible solutions. Eventually, he purchases Coke and a spark of motivation hits Lammy's. She thinks Boxo might have a strategy in mind. Suddenly, Boxo undergoes a form change, transforming himself into a candy machine, now loaded with Mentos. Lammy's is left puzzled, questioning what her next move should be. Communication becomes a challenge for Boxo, given his inability to verbalize his thoughts clearly. His repetitive statements urging for her to insert a coin only adds to her confusion. With the Frog King closing in, one of the hunters assumes Boxo might be malfunctioning. Nevertheless, Lammy's, having faith in Boxo, recognizes that he's trying his utmost. Boxo finds himself at a standstill, unable to make a move. Concurrently, the thief regains consciousness and, upon seeing the Frog King, demands his freedom, fearful of meeting his end. The hunters, however, silence him by stuffing his mouth with Mentos, which results in him choking. In an attempt to ease his condition, they give him some of the Coke, leading to an unexpected explosion. This provides Lammy's with an insight into Boxo's plan. She decrypts his strategy and explains it to the fellow hunters, who then utilize the Coke to launch an attack on the Frog King's eyes. Just in the nick of time, both Kelroy and the director return, successfully striking the final blow on the Frog King. Triumphant, they all indulge in a round of cheer and the director extends his apology to Lammy's for the risky situation he put her in. He commends Boxo for his crucial role in saving them all, proclaiming the mission to be a success. However, this is where the episode concludes. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for tuning in and catch you in the next one.